I've recently started to learn how important your environment is to overall productivity and being able to stay consistent on doing the things you want to do. I've also started to realize that the space I spend most of my time in, my room, has distractions all over the place that stop me from being as productive as I can be. So, in this video, we're going to change that. In order to have a much better environment, there are two things I need to fix. There are distractions everywhere, and things really aren't where they should be. Now, I thought this was going to be pretty tough, but thankfully, I had my work cut out for me. We're going to be using the legendary advice from Atomic Habits by James Clear to make this room a room where I can be as creative as I want to be. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, that wasn't that good on. Okay. That's cinematic. I feel like social media is everyone's biggest distraction in their 20s, right? Has to be. Now, since social media is a huge distraction, it was one of the first things that I decided to target when it came to improving my environment. And what I found was actually pretty amazing. Atomic Habits goes over something called triggers. There is a trigger to why you do everything. So when I was tracking how long I was spending on social media, another thing that I was taking into consideration was what was triggering me to start going on social media. And one thing that I found was actually pretty crazy. And it's Discord. You see, on my phone, I actually don't have much time on any social media. I think it's around 30 minutes to an hour on Instagram and around 2 hours on YouTube, which I planned on cutting those in half. But what I realized was I spend much more time on those apps on the computer, and they're almost always when I am in Discord voice calls. Now, this actually puts me in a weird position because while I would just delete Discord, it's what I use to communicate with most of my friends. So what we're going to do is we're going to try sort of a experiment. I'm going to delete Discord off my computer and I'm going to leave it on my phone, and I'm going to set a 15 or 30 minute limit on the app. It will be enough time to respond to any messages that I might get or, have a quick conversation with somebody, but it will eliminate me going on voice calls, which should hopefully stop triggering me going on all the other social media apps. So we're gonna try it and see what happens. Discord. All right, and we're gonna take this here, uninstall Discord. And as you can see here, we set our limits. I decided to keep Discord at actually 15 minutes every day. I think it's gonna be good, but we're gonna try this for the next couple of days and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, now, as you guys can see, alright, we're in a new shirt. That's because it's been over a day, close to 2 days since I deleted Discord off my computer. I set all the limits and everything. And it's actually kind of crazy how much of a difference it has made. Oh, the light's changing. Oh God. I went to having multiple hours to literally probably like less than 15 minutes on YouTube and Instagram combined on my computer. That is incredible. Oh my God, the sun's getting bright again. What we're going to do now is we're going to fix the physical environment. The sun, we're going to fix that later. The main thing when it came to fixing my physical environment was making it so that things that were distracting me were out of the way and hard to see. Okay, so the reason why I am getting rid of that little wood piece on this drawer right here, I know you guys can't see it, my lens isn't wide enough, is because it will allow me to put all my electronics in here, including the big ones. And that's mainly just for like when you wake up, right? So you don't immediately see the iPad and the iPhone and all that stuff whenever you wake up. That's the plan. We're going to continue doing this and we'll see how it works. This is for my camera. Alright, so now we have all the electronics in here. Now what we'll do is we'll get all the other stuff situated up here. Alright. That was step 1 done. Now it's time for step 2. This is the part I'm really excited about. Alright, let's get cracking. Oh my, we have to turn the ND down. Oh, shikes. There we go. Okay. Now, if you're okay. Okay, so if you're wondering what we're going to change there, essentially in Atomic Habits, another thing that they talk about is things that are easy to access are generally going to be what you're going to go after first. So at the very top of my shelf, I have all my game stuff, and it makes me think about playing games instead of going out to film or do something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange this shelf so all the filming equipment and all that stuff is in the easy to reach places, and all the things that are distractions are in the hard to reach places, which is the very bottom of the shelf. So let's get started. We'll keep my Star Wars guy. So while I'm rearranging this entire shelf, I wanted to share a couple thoughts about why it's important to change your environment. One thing I have always struggled with is consistency. There are some times when I'm extremely motivated to do a project, and there's other times where I will put it off for an extremely long time. And sometimes I feel like I can't really control when those bursts of motivation happens. But while I can't control that feeling, I can certainly control the aspects of my environment that can potentially lead to the increase in motivation that I need. Alright. Okay, so up in this kind of spot that's blank is where I'm going to put my camera and my microphone and stuff that I'm using right now. But what that's going to do is that's going to make it so all the stuff that I use for filming is going to be very easily visible, and it will increase my motivation to go out and film videos. So I'm very excited for that, and I can't wait to test it out just to see how it works. And honestly, based off the results of what happened when I did the things for social media, I think these changes are going to be great. I mean, there's not an iPad, iPhone in sight anywhere. Everything's very easily accessible at the top there, so it will give me motivation to go out and film. Yeah, dude, I think this is going to be great. I think this is going to be awesome. So, yeah, I mean, that's changing my environment. That's basically the main things I wanted to do. And I wanted to emphasize this, this didn't really take too long. I wanted to test the social media stuff. So that's why this is like almost 2 days later. But in reality, this only really took like a couple of hours to actually move everything around. But I think it will definitely be worth it. This is so good. Honestly, I like it so much. So that's it for me reshaping my environment. I highly encourage you to do as well if you've been thinking about doing it recently. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to post more now. I'm going to aim for one a week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.